Meet one of the past directors of the Miss Sun Fun pageant and the current director with some of the amazing changes in store for 2004. Coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Myrtle Beach Area Chamber of Commerce. We're focused on the 53rd Annual Sun Fun Festival, which kicks off next Thursday, and we're visiting with Suzette Rogers.
Good morning.
Good morning, Suzette.
How are you?
Great. Thanks so much for getting in. It's so exciting. I think next Thursday, the big event which you're chairing, the mayor's reception.
Right. We start off with the opening ceremony. That's Thursday, June 3rd at 7 o'clock. And then at 7:30, we go to the attic, invitation only, for a really nice reception, the mayor's reception. This kind of kicks off Sun Fun.
And this is something, this is not old, I mean, this is old hat to you. This isn't new. This is something you've been involved with quite a while.
23 years.
23 years?
I started when I was 12.
Or 8, yeah.
Yeah, or 8, you know.
Right. Well,
but I really enjoy Sun Fun, and I've done a lot with Sun Fun. As a matter of fact, I've come around full circle. For the 30th anniversary of Sun Fun, I had a party, you know, for like a volunteer party.
Right.
And then I moved to with the girls, all the activities for Miss Sun Fun and Miss Bikini Wahine, which was quite a job.
Oh, yeah.
Quite a job. I think that's the hardest job with council, particularly. And then I was asked to chair Sun Fun, so I did that for 5 years. And now I'm coming along to be Miss Hospitality again and chairing the mayor's reception.
Yeah.
Full circle.
That's incredible. So having chaired, it was originally a volunteer party. Was that the first one?
Right.
30? Okay.
Right. For
the 30th anniversary, and now, and of course, there's volunteers throughout Sun Fun.
You would not believe the hours, the manpower, the in-kind services that's donated to Sun Fun.
Suzette, real quick about yourself. Are you originally from the area?
I'm from Chillicothe, Ohio.
Oh, great.
Via Chicago.
Yeah. What brought you to the Myrtle Beach area?
Oh, well, what wouldn't? Sun and fun? No, I was working in Chicago with Piedmont Airlines, and one May, it started snowing. And then there was a thunderstorm. So I went into my boss, and I said, I'm leaving. I want to transfer to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. He said, it'll never happen. It's a senior station, all men. Guess what? I got the job.
You got it.
Yes,
That's
I
right.
certainly did.
Yeah.
I moved here in 1976.
And you were the only woman here?
Oh, yes, for about 6 months. That was quite a treat.
Son of a gun, I bet it was.
Yeah, it's quite a treat.
What was that like working for Piedmont?
Oh, it was great. That's when the airline business was really a lot of fun, and I think local people will agree that Piedmont was unique in itself. You know, it's not like it used to be.
It is exciting to now have a airline based in Myrtle Beach, and the commitment that it's making, expanding out into other horizons and expanding into Ohio, and Ohio and other areas. It's incredible.
And we need it.
Very definitely. Very definitely. What's the greatest part about being involved with the Sun Fun Festival, Suzette?
I think the fulfillment of providing fun, free fun usually, for not only your local people, but your visitors alike, and also the camaraderie we get with the council itself. I mean, we are very protective of Sun Fun, sometimes too much, and we try so hard to improve it, you know, and when you walk away and people are smiling and have a good time, you have some pride in what you've done.
I'm sure. And I know you mentioned one of the most difficult aspects for you over the 23 years of your involvement is that aspect of having chaired the Miss Sun Fun and Miss Bikini Wahine. Glen Arnette's coming in a few minutes, but to hear you talk about that, why was that so difficult?
Well, I would check in on Thursday morning with the girls, and I would leave Saturday afternoon or sometimes Sunday, so I was with them 24 hours.
Wow.
And it's a lot of work, you know, and a face pass, you know, just on and on and on.
Constantly.
Constant.
And of course, so many of the activities you said are free, and I guess the real highlight for so many is the parade. This year the Blue Angels.
Oh, we can't wait for the Blue Angels.
Right.
They're always a big treat.
Suzette, I think I also saw that you were the chairperson or the chairman of the board of directors of the Myrtle Beach Area Chamber.
Right. Twice I was.
2 terms?
2 terms.
You were kidding.
2 terms. I thoroughly enjoyed that also.
That's probably...
The Chamber's a wonderful organization.
Yeah.
I've really gotten involved with the Chamber. My husband, Tom Rogers, was a good friend of Ashby Ward, and he was also, or still is, very involved in the Chamber. And he said, Ashby, Suzette's a little bit bored. Do you think we could find something for her to do? And that started the whole thing. He says, I haven't seen her since. You know?
Share with the viewers a little bit, of course, since it is invitation only, the mayor's reception. What, for so many of the folks who won't be there, what's so special about that night?
Well, again, it's kicking off summer and Sun Fun, you know, and you have a lot of local people there, a lot of people who have put a lot into Sun Fun, sponsorship or whatever, and we have 3 great sponsors for the mayor's reception. And just, again, starting out the season. And there's good food, real good food. And it's at the attic, it's at the pavilion, and people from this area, they still love to go to the attic and the pavilion.
Thinking about your involvement over, and of course you talked about some strenuous times or high intensity times on the work side, and of course the key word is a volunteer.
Right.
All the folks out there are volunteers, but think about some special memories of the 23-year involvement with Sun Fun. What are some?
There are so many, and there's some I probably would not want to relate to that. I lost a girl one time chaperoning.
Oh, come on.
No. She took off. I called my husband at 3 o'clock in the morning. She was missing. I did a room check. And that was quite scary. I mean, that's a responsibility. And, you know, of course, you have 18, 20-year-olds, and sometimes they just do what they want to do.
From all over the state, yeah.
Right, you know, and that was not a good memory because I was petrified, you know, thinking the worst. Of course, she showed up at 7:30 in the morning, you know, and that never would happen again, I don't think.
Well, that's kind of a scary memory. How about positive?
Oh, there's so many positive, you know. I remember the first time the Blue Angels were here, and we always fear a thunderstorm for the parade or any outside activity. And there was one brewing, and we thought they were going to cancel the air show. Well, we got through it. And as soon as they finished, we had a storm. And that was like, phew.
Wow.
You know, because I'd disappoint a whole lot of people, you know. So, but there are a lot of memories, you know, that we could go back, you know. When we celebrated our 50th anniversary, that was really something. We brought some of the old-timers back and had past queens, and really a lot of fun. Brought back a lot of memories for everyone.
Suzette, you and your husband Tom both have been very involved in the chamber.
Yes.
And I guess somehow you've pulled him into Sun Fun stuff as well.
Oh,
or vice versa.
He's had to judge Bikini Wahine in the Sun Fun a couple of times, you know, but he enjoys it also. I think that most of our local people enjoy it, you know, if they get involved, and that's the key. You have to get involved and attend these events.
Well, of course, we're a little more than a week away from the kickoff. If a viewer was interested in getting involved, would there be any of the activities that what's the best way for a viewer to get involved if it's not this year, next year?
You know, always call the chamber anytime you want to volunteer, see if you can get on any type of committee. We have a lot of people that come in just for Sun Fun to help with certain activities. You know, and call Marilyn Cheating. You know, if there's a place for you to go, she'll find a place for you. And but get involved with the events themselves. You know, most of them are free, and they're really a lot of fun. And it's good to support, I think, the Sun Fun Festival and your community.
Absolutely. Harold Clarity was with us yesterday, Suzette, and he was talking about he's able to coerce or not really even have to coerce too much so many of the Myrtle Beach Lions Club members to get out because he's able to tell all of them they can stand next to the Hooters parade facility as long as they get out to volunteer. So
right.
He gets quite a bit of involvement every year.
Yeah,
from those
he's
guys.
been with council, I don't know how many years, quite a few. Probably twice as many as myself.
Right. Suzette, think about that for yourself. Can we, albeit not Sun Fun, talk about being board chairman of the Myrtle Beach Area Chamber of Commerce. Those were not successive terms. Those were spread apart a few years.
I had to check all there and see. It was 1992 and 93 and 97 and 98.
Golly. What was that like for you? I mean, that must have been a milestone.
It was, but you know, anytime I think you chair one, even going back to Sun Fun chairman, that's quite a responsibility. Chairman of the board, that's quite a responsibility. True it is, but if you have a good board on staff or council, it's really an easy job. You know, if you just pay attention and listen.
How does someone get on the board? How does that work? Is it?
Well, used to, you had to run for office, and you'd have to run against somebody else. And, you know, I was petrified. I thought, I don't want to lose this, but, you know, someone asked me to do it. And now we get a nominating committee together, and they suggest names. They go with quite a few names, and they're put on slate for the board.
That's interesting. That's interesting. I'm sure a lot of folks. I guess all chambers have boards. There's so many chambers in our area.
But we have the greatest here. We have one of the best. I hope you all know that.
What makes you say that? Yeah.
Well, look all we've accomplished. Look what Myrtle Beach used to be. We used to Myrtle Beach itself and the chamber was in just a little small building on Kings Highway where the Chick-fil-A is now.
Right. Oh, wow.
You know, because we all got together and I helped design, we helped with the design of this building, you know, and that was quite an accomplishment, you know. So I think we've got great programs, teaching programs, you know, and really involved in this community, the Chamber is.
Very definitely. It was so exciting reading a little piece last week, I think of a $9.5 million budget. One of the spearhead focus is tourism advertising, really increasing to $7 or $8 million, the budget allocated to tourism advertising to bring folks in. And of course, the need for everyone to recognize whether they feel they're a part of the tourism business or not, they get some benefit from that happening.
And I think the Chamber here, all our members are not in tourism-related businesses, but we have over 2,500, you know, so they're reaching a lot of people.
Suzette, other than the mayor's reception next Thursday, invitation only mayor's reception.
Invitation only. Sorry, guys.
Is there something that you're really looking forward to attending that most of our viewers would have an opportunity to attend, whether it's a viewer at Hartsville or Laurinburg coming in?
Well, of course, I want to see the air show.
Right.
You know, with the Blue Angels, and that's Saturday and Sunday, so you have 2 chances there to see that. And I always enjoy the parade. I'm judging Bikini Wahine, so I have to be there. And, you know,
how does someone get that job?
You have to be past chairman of the board of the chamber, you know.
Yeah.
So, and that's a fun job too. You know, these girls, most of them are so excited about being here, and you know that one of our Miss Sun Funds was Miss South Carolina USA.
Oh no.
And was first runner-up to Miss USA.
Is that
Amanda?
Amanda. Oh golly.
Yeah,
that's
and
right.
she was Miss Sun Fund 2003. And
Oh
so
my
we're
God, yeah.
quite proud of her.
Big deal.
She
for her.
almost got it. You know, first runner-up.
That's amazing. I wasn't aware of that. That's exciting. What do you like best about living in Myrtle Beach, Suzette?
I think the small town community that we have. I mean, we're what, 36,000 citywide, and then in the summer you go up to on one weekend 300,000 or whatever. But still, you know, you go out and you know the people here, and the people in Myrtle Beach, I think, terrific, just terrific. You know, most.
You got it. That's great. Thanks so much for being with us
Well,
this
thank
morning.
you, and please come to Sun Fun.
We'll all get out there. Very definitely.
Get out there. Get your Sun Fun T-shirt.
No doubt. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Glen Arnette coming up next. Good morning. Welcome back to Carolina People. This morning with the Myrtle Beach Area Chamber of Commerce. We're focused on the 53rd Annual Sun Fun Festival, which kicks off next Thursday. And we're visiting with Glen Arnette, the director of this year's Miss Sun Fun pageant, Miss Bikini Wahine pageant, and the Miss Legs.
I have the total package.
Golly, that's a big deal.
We're going to have an extravaganza like they've never seen on the Grand Strand before.
All 3 days, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
We're even bringing the young girls in day early, which is unusual. We extended the length of the pageant because the production is going to be a little bit stronger than just a beauty pageant.
I think one of the guests who was with us on Monday used that phrase, beauty pageant, and so it's good to know that there's going to be much more to it.
Well, I personally feel when I started with the Chamber years ago, we did beauty pageants, and I was with the National Teenager and Teen World all over the United States. And beauty pageants, I think, are kind of a thing of the past. So we've taken that concept and taken the young woman and taken her out of the cattle call business and put her into an elegant and a stylistic look for beauty. And what we're looking for this year with the Sun Fun is a beautiful woman of fashion.
Of fashion?
Absolutely.
That's a big deal, Glenn.
Yeah, it's different. And we've got the national media coming in to pick up on it. Pageantry Magazine, one of the best fashion magazines for young women all over the world and country. They're coming in, and they're excited about it because they've never seen this before, and so they wanted to cover it. We're just going to take them. They're going to be able to say, as they walk on the stage, look at me. I am beautiful. This is the way I dress, and it's wonderful. And we think the young girls will become beautiful women.
Number one in look, then number one in talking and in style.
Absolutely. They go through interviews. They go through the questions on the stage. And what we're doing is when they first come out, they will have one outfit. It will be just simply heels and a slacks and a top of their choice. And then the next time they come out, they'll have their numbers on, and they will introduce their own self, and then they'll walk through with another outfit. finally, and there are about 6 outfits, and the next one is a fashion choice of their own. And that's going to be interesting.
Wow, yeah.
We do not answer the questions. We simply say, look at the New York ramp shows, look at the European shows on television, and that's the look we're trying to get. We've had some tremendous calls from these young women, and they're very excited about doing this. Then after that, they come on in the short gown. If you notice in the Miss USA this year, it was short gowns, not the long beaded, beautiful, and they will be the cocktail wear, and they'll be judged in that. And then at the final, there are the questions, and they will be in the long gown, but not judged in them. And that's different.
Golly, Glenn, how exciting for folks who follow pageants and have some familiarity with pageants. That's probably very exciting for folks who may have never even been to a pageant. What will be something exactly what you're talking about would probably encourage anyone to come out, male or female.
Well, it's a choice. If people in this town have not been to the Miss Sun Fun pageant in the last, say, 10 years, I would like to really invite them to come back this time, because it is going to be different. We are designing it in the form of a European fashion show. I was in Europe a couple of years ago and went to the Paris shows. I was in fashion for a while. And we're going to have a 70 to 90 foot ramp in the middle of the room with all the European seating facing into the ramp. Fog machines, confetti cannons, bubble machines, all the moving lights, all the stuff you would expect from a major show. And it is truly going to be a European-style fashion show with beautiful women.
Wow, Glenn. Where the women are coming from where? For a few who may not have been in the past and don't know the requirements for getting...
All over the state of South Carolina.
Okay.
And that is the stipulation. You must be of the state of South Carolina, single at a certain age. I mean, they're typical rules. But the girls that I have seen now, through picture only, which they will be coming in soon, they're really beautiful. And I'm very pleased. Very pleased. We have 13 young ladies coming in. And that's just enough to make the pageant comfortable. If you get too heavy, it's going to be too long. We have the High Stepping Country from Lakewood Camping Resort, the #1 country music show in town that has been here the longest running. They're going to be a part of the show by dancing the say, 70-foot ramp, which is going to be most interesting.
Golly, that's going to be a chore for someone.
It's going to start off with a bang, and it will end with a bang. Believe me, when those confetti cannons go off, it'll change the mood.
How exciting. Glenn, real quick about yourself. Are you originally from the area?
Yeah, originally from Florence, and lived in Myrtle Beach all my life because we always had a home here. And lately, my wife and myself have been living in Orlando, Florida, which we just moved to Flagler Beach between Daytona and St. Augustine. And we've loved it. We've been down there quite a few years, and of course we have Lakewood Camping Resort here that brings us back and forth all the time. But Florida's nice, but I love Myrtle Beach.
So you're commuting a little bit now, Glenn. I mean, you're not up here full time. You just moved to, you said Flagler Beach,
Right. We have a home on the waterway there. And the thing about Myrtle Beach is that with Lakewood, they ask us to come back and do some work for the family, so that's what we've been doing with the new conference center. And luckily, that's where we're having the show this year, which will make it interesting.
Share with the viewers real quick, since it is a new conference center, what if either of you were coming in from Hartsville or from Laurinburg, what's going to be the easiest way for them to get down there and just lay out a little bit of the schedule? First of all, it's located right on 17. And if they know, or people know where to go to find, say, Pirate Land, Ocean Lakes, and Lakewood, they're right together. You'll find the Lakewood Conference Center. It sits right on the highway, right at the entrance, not inside the park of ours, but right on the entrance of the Lakewood Camping Resort. We can probably right now seat 800 for a show. We can dine 650, and we can reception 1,100. Is that right? How many? Obviously, it'll be a packed house on the
We
Friday
hope so.
night,
I
sure.
want all of you to come.
Yes, very definitely. And if a viewer was interested in finding out more, what would be the best idea? Should they call the chamber?
Well, they can call us.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I'll give the number. It's 447-7383, 7383. Okay. And we can give you all the details. And, of course, the tickets are available at the door. Or they can call the Chamber of Commerce, of course, and get any information. 447-7383. Right.
Your involvement with Sun Fun, had you been involved when you were living here prior to moving down to Florida?
Yeah, I've worked with Marilyn a long time. And we go back, and Gene as well, and all the other people.
Sure.
It has really been a fun time to come back for a while and be a part of the Sun Fun again. It is truly one of the great festivals in the country. And the people that live here, I hope they realize that, because when you go away and you live in Florida as we do, and you hear people down there saying, have you ever heard of Myrtle Beach and the Sun Fun thing? And of course I have. And they said it was great fun. So it's a wonderful time, and it's certainly packed. And with Miss Sun Fun, and then that which is going to be Friday, the 4th of June, and starts at 7:30 at the Lakewood Conference Center. And then Thursday afternoon at 1:30 at the Coastal Grand Mall, you'll be able to see Miss Legs. And that's interesting because you can't see the girl. She's hidden behind, and she has legs. That's about it. And that's sponsored with Hawaiian Tropic, of course. And they sponsor the whole festival as far as the pageantry is concerned. And then we have Miss Bikini Wahine, which is 12:30 on Saturday, right at the Myrtle Beach Pavilion. And that's exciting because it's right at the parade time.
Right, and 3 locations this year. Coastal Grand Mall, the Lakewood Conference Center, the new Lakewood Conference Center, and of course back at the pavilion like always.
Always.
For the Miss Bikini Wahine.
And it's nice to have a sponsor like Hawaiian Tropic because they truly have supported this pageant business and the festival for years. And that's because there's good support in town.
And does Hawaiian Tropic also support or sponsor the Miss Sun Fun pageant?
All of it.
Okay,
everything. They do the 3 pageants.
All 3?
All 3.
Wow, what a big commitment.
And it's a wonderful budget, and we're very responsible with that budget, and it costs a lot to produce it. But, for example, at the pageant, we're bringing in to give the girls a hair and makeup class, a professional, and the woman that's coming to do it, her name is Tammy Crosby, and she's the makeup artist and hair for Miss America, Mrs. America, all of them. She does all the celebrities in the country. She does the sports people, and she comes in and tells a girl how she can change her appearance by yanking her hair up and clipping it or putting on eye makeup, light or dark, and changing the whole personality. And in a show like we're producing, it requires a change in mood. And that's what we'll be teaching them. So it's a lesson and a seminar class for the girls that are participating in it.
How did you get Tammy to come in? I mean, that's a big deal.
She is really good. I called pageantry after we found out they were coming, and she was she's coming in, and that made us very happy. We have the official photographer for Miss America coming, too, Brian Price, and he's coming in, and he's shooting for pageantry for us. So that makes it nice.
And to get Pageantry Magazine in, I mean, that's a big deal.
I was lucky. It was lucky. A connection of some friends, I think, helped do that. And it's going to give some clout to what we do again, as it always has in the past.
Glenn, am I correct that you, for 3, 4, maybe 5 years, hosted a live show on the Fox affiliate down in Orlando?
Yes, that was when I was young. And, yeah, we were the first to use a 1-inch camera, as I was saying. And it was great. We traveled all over. And we were live every day in the studio, but always live tape, as sometimes you do.
Sure.
But it was great fun. If I'd had hair, I'd probably be doing it again.
And this was on the Fox affiliate in Orlando?
Absolutely.
That's a top 25 market. I mean,
Great.
A huge deal.
Nothing better than Fox, is it?
No, there is nothing better than Fox. Thank you for saying that. And Fox 35, I'm sure. Well, do you mind me asking what years that was?
Oh, my goodness. That goes back at least 25 years.
Is that right?
Yeah,
a lot more,
20 years.
Right. A lot more live production of shows. What was the name of the show?
The Glen Arnette Show.
The Glen Arnette.
Do you think it would be anything less?
Well, no, I can't. I can't. Your wife would have done anything to keep it that. That's right.
Mike Douglas was before me, then the Glen Arnette Show, then Merv Griffin.
You are kidding.
That was the setup at those days. Of course, there were reruns of syndication, I think, back at that time, too, with Merv. But it was really a good time.
Do you still have family in the PD, Glenn?
I have a brother that lives in North Carolina, not in the PD. That's about it. And of course, all of my wife's family is here, the Perrys of Lakewood.
Right. So it must be nice for you all to get back and be
It's always nice to be here.
Back on the Strand. When you think back to your early days of your involvement with Sun Fun and getting ready for next weekend's events with this year's Sun Fun, what's most exciting for you, Glenn, in retrospect and looking forward?
I think the excitement comes with the fact there's a change. It's the first change in nearly 30 years, and that's what excites me. And I think that's one reason I'm delighted they asked me to do it, because there were other options, and the board of directors said they wanted a change. Now we've got to make sure it's the best change. And I think if they'll all come on the 4th of June at 7:30 at the Lakewood Conference Center, people will go away happy.
And you've got ample parking over there. I think I saw last night just driving by to get a feel of what it was like. That's not only a huge facility, but it's a very deep facility, but there's parking on both sides. Right,
we have plenty of parking for cars. That's not going to be a problem at all. And it's parking close to the building and easy access to the building. And I think people, if they come, will be very pleased with what's going to happen. It's going to be a nice show, a nice production.
Do you mind me asking real quick the cost of the?
It's $8 and $6.
Okay,
I think
great.
$8 for adults, $6 for seniors, and that type. Yeah.
Very reasonable for folks, and this is something that would encourage folks in the PD or all over to come in.
Oh, I want them to come from everywhere, and I expect my Florence people to support me.
Yes.
Come on, Florence.
That's
Come
right.
on.
That's right. Get down.
Get down here. We want you.
Lastly, Glenn, for you, the biggest inspiration, I guess, in the involvement, and having been to Paris and seen some of the shows over there, assumably been in pageants for quite a while, what's been the biggest inspiration for you to put on a successful event next weekend?
I think the thing this year is the fact that we're taking, I call it the cattle call industry, and turning it into a beautiful search for a beautiful woman. And if we can do that, things have changed. Women are not the same. They're different. They're equals. Okay, do you like that? They're equal. And that's what makes, I think, this pageant different this year, is that we don't want them to just be a bathing suit or just a look. We want them to be beautiful, sophisticated women who can represent this community as they should all over the country through the Chamber of Commerce.
Those are great words. Glenn, thanks so much for being with us this
It's always
morning.
good. Good to see you.
Likewise, yeah. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Glen Arnette coming up next. We want to thank Suzette Rogers, the past chair of the Myrtle Beach Area Chamber of Commerce, the Sun Fun Festival, and this year's Mayor's Reception, as well as Glen Arnette, the director of the 2004 Miss Sun Fun Pageant, Miss Bikini Wahine Contest, and the Miss Legs Contest, and all the volunteers of the 53rd Annual Sun Fun Festival for working so hard to make this year and every year such a big event.